Good afternoon, everyone. This is Anthony Marr here. And how many people are appalled by the hunting practices in North America? Very good. How many are already quite familiar with the hunting harassment statute? And how many are very familiar as to how it works? All right, so there's a small minority, so I'm going to get into some detail because previously it was all sort of summarized. I've taken, since 2003, I've taken 6 long tours through the US by road, each one covering between 25 states and 41 states, plus 3 or 4 Canadian provinces. And if you just stay in one state and observe your own occurrences in that state, you may think that it's an isolated incident, but I have gone through 45 states, no less, and I have seen this ever since 2003 until 2009 today. It's been spreading like wildfire from the center of approximately Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. So the phenomenon is this. The hunters are realizing that their popularity is dwindling, as you may have heard from Peter Muller. The hunters are declining and they're getting very concerned. And what they want is to regenerate hunting activities in North America. And first of all, they try to target women to become a new sector of hunting. But the women didn't take it up. Thanks to them, they're much wiser than the men who indulge in this kind of practices. And so now they're turning to targeting children, because children are trained by them not to say no. So what they want, they also understand that when a child is 10 years old, if you hook him into killing animals before 10 years old, they will stay. This killing thing will stay with them for life. If it's after 10 years old, they will drop off. So they are beginning to train children as young as 4 years old to kill animals, starting with, say, 22 caliber, shooting squirrels and so on, and graduating to 303s, 3030s, 30-06s when they get to 12 years old. They are beginning to get children to begin to hunt with bow and arrows. And training children to hunt with bow and arrows is absolutely unconscionable, because even as adults, strong male adults drawing 75-pound bows, the accuracy range is only about 30 yards, it's like between me and the last wall. That's how accurate these strong bows are. A child 12 years old can only draw maybe a 20-30 pound bow. The effective range is about maybe 10-15 yards. And they're training children to use bow and arrows to shoot deer and other animals with. And already the very strong bows, their wounding rate is only about 50%. It's 50%. In other words, if they want to kill 50 deer, they have to shoot 100. Leaving the other 100 walking around with arrows embedded in their non-vital parts, like the rumps, the necks, the head. Sometimes I've got photos to prove that. And right here in California, in Placer County, in California, they're having a statewide draw for young children, 12 to 17 years old, to shoot 25 deer in Placer County. It is not because of any deer population problem. They just wanted to propagate this nefarious activity. And if it's a 12-year-old drawing a 25-pound bow, the wounding rate would probably be well over 80%. In other words, if they want to target 25 deer dead, they would have to shoot 200 deer. And after that is over, there will be about 200, 150 wounded deer walking around in that neighborhood. It's absolutely incredible. So I think IDA is trying to do something about that, and some local Californians, like my friend Dominic here, is trying very hard to stop that. Now, in order to defeat hunting, you've got to understand the hunter's mindset. What they want is to force their way into the general population. Particularly the bow hunters are extremely aggressive. The bow hunters want to shoot deer wherever they can. And the only place they can really force their way into are places where firearms are not allowed to be discharged. And where would that be? Inside city limits. So everywhere around your country, in every state, in many, many counties, many cities, bow hunters are forcing their ways into these communities to shoot deer in people's backyards. Now, how can they possibly do that? How can they force their way into it? They use a very, very dishonest way that the general public, who either don't know or don't care about, would swallow line, hook, and sinker and allow them to do it. And what is their excuse? They say that the deer is overpopulated in this particular area, impacting negatively on the ecology of this community. And they are coming in as saviors of the ecology of these communities to do this community a service by shooting deer in people's backyards. The fact of the matter is, if you shoot deer, it will self-perpetuate, because when you lower the deer population, you are increasing the amount of food per deer, and that will raise the deer's reproduction rate from either no fawns or one fawn to twins and triplets. And so if you wipe out 50% of the deer population, it will be bound to higher than 100% the year after. And that's exactly what they want, because they will come back and say, wow, this problem is getting worse and worse and worse. We will come in here and install ourselves here in this community permanently to make sure that this is under control. Basically what they're doing is that they're perpetuating this problem and putting themselves into it in a very strategic and tactical position. Let me just give